Need a hand there, bud?
But yeah, man, look at these things. What's going on, everybody? Retro Wrench is back for another video, and today's been a long time coming. We actually have the Audi S3 here, and we got our prized package, the AWE. This is the Switchpath Exhaust. I'll link that down below. It's a little pricey, but you get best of both worlds. So you get the track edition kind of, and then you could utilize the valve so you could have it more quiet. That's what I want, because this is my daily, so it's going to be, you know, monotone, but then when I rip on it, I can put it in sport mode, it'll open up the valve and really, you know, sound aggressive and sporty. But this, like I said, it's been a long time coming. We're super thankful for AWE for hooking us up. They helped us out tremendously, and we're going to do an in-depth tutorial and then just more sound clips, and I'm too excited. Let's just jump right into this, man. So we just did an unboxing, and this is it, man. This is awesome. It's definitely high quality welds. These are made to order, so that's why it took a long time, but you can see the quality in the welds. Very good job up there. But I'm pretty much just gonna quickly go over it. This is gonna connect over here to the, almost like the mid pipe, the cat back. Obviously it's a cat back exhaust. You got only one muffler on this one. And we got the valve here, which is nice. Like I said, this is the switch path. So they give us that, give us these, and then the tips are in here, which I'll get to in a second. So I just want to inform, they give you all the clamps, and these look like and appear to be stainless steel, which is good, so it shouldn't get a lot of rust. You got these two little clips. They're kind of like a retainer. They kind of hold the exhaust hanger on, so you put the hanger on there and put that on there. It just holds it in place. Got, looks like an extra valve. This might be an eliminator, so if you don't want to use the valve and you just want to keep it, you know, just track edition all the time, you plug that in and it kind of just trick the system. And then of course you have an extension for the valve here. So this would probably plug into the OEM valve, like the connector, because this might not reach it exactly. I'll put it in the description below. There's a pretty good tutorial by AWE. They have, you know, step by step. All these parts have a little number and lettering system to them, so it shows you how it's oriented. But right now this is kind of the setup how it's going to be. Sorry, my garage is very tight. I got a lot of shit in here, so I can't really lay it out completely, but it'll be something like this. And then the tips over here, got the bigger clamps for the bigger side. On there, this there. You got these, which are going to be the tips. Then you got this one, and then one back there. But now, the moment of truth. They give you two options for the tips. I ended up going with like a black chrome. Let's open this thing up first. These are so freaking sexy. And they give you this, which, you know, now everything you could scan on your phone. If you have a smartphone, it will pull up the instructions, which I'll link in the description. Like I said, they did give me a lollipop. I had to eat that lollipop right away. But yeah, man, look at these things. They're like a black chrome. I don't know if the camera will show the justice on them, but man, they are freaking hot. I could have went with the regular chrome, but I realized, you know, I'm gonna be tuning this car. You could see all the turbo like build up and all the you know, it runs really red, so I figured the black will kind of hide it a little bit, and it'll be different because I'm gonna probably black out everything. But enough of me talking. I'm just super stoked to just install this. Wes, cue the cinematics, and let's get into it. Alright, so we went ahead and got the car up on jack stands, and we have the jack just for extra precaution. We actually use, it's like a PP blaster. We call it the Nano Pro. They say it's a military grade. I'll link that down below. It's pretty good stuff. So we stuck that on where we're going to get the exhaust hangers and then all the bolts. There's only 2 bolts that hold this exhaust in, because everything else is just hangers. I think there's 4. But the 2 bolts are connected to the downpipe. There's a little clamp. It's like a sleeve almost. It's a 13 millimeter, so I'll go down there and loosen those up. And this whole thing will come out as one assembly, which is going to be difficult without a lift because it's going to be long, but we'll make it work. So let's go in here. I go all the way in. Alright, so we made our way under the car. As you can see, this is the stock catback, and then everything to the right is the downpipe. So these are the two bolts I was talking about. Like I said, the 13mm, we got them very lubed up with that nano. Just keep in mind you are going to have to reuse this sleeve. It's like a little clamp. Luckily this car is low mileage, because the higher mileage you get, sometimes these rot out and it's harder to get those off, so you might have to cut it. Or these kind of start to like rust away, so it won't give it a good seal, because you want to have no leaks. So if that's the case, you have higher mileage, definitely suggest getting a new clamp here / sleeve. You get them at your local auto parts store, or you can go to the, you know, online ECS tuning, any of those websites. But definitely keep that in mind, so don't tear this one apart. Look how easy that nano made that come off. It's like butter. Didn't even break them loose until just now. So I'll just take those off, and then we'll start taking out the hangers, which we have to find. So now that this is loose, we're just going to slide it over the downpipe. And it's okay to let the downpipe hang. You're not going to put too much stress on anything. There's hangers up there. If you want, you feel more comfortable, you can put something on there, but I'm not too worried about it. So now, looks like the first hanger is going to be right here. Right over here. I'm going to have to slide them out. I highly suggest getting one of those hanger tools. It just makes life easier. You could use screwdrivers, you could use pliers, or you could just pull on it. But if you don't have new hangers, just be careful. You are going to have to reuse them. And these are another thing that tends to wear with higher mileage, so keep that in mind. But we'll start pulling them out. So we ended up taking the two hangers. One's right here, and then one's in front of the muffler. We took those out. These rear ones are a little bit harder. They're a lot thicker. And we don't have the tool, so we've been kind of doing it with these little pliers here. It's not as easy. So there is a bracket. It's also a 13mm. We're going to loosen that up and take it off the car, and we'll take the hanger off when the exhaust is out. It might be a little harder because you're not prying against anything, but for now we're going to take it out of the car with the hanger on, attached with the bracket. So careful, my bad. And then you also want to be careful because you do have the valve wire connected here, so you don't want to put too much tension on those. So I'm going to unplug them once I get a visual of where it is. I'll unplug that thing, and that way it's not pulling the wire and getting it taut. Okay, so it's like this, and it just clips into here. This is heavier than I thought. There's a lot of metal, but I didn't think it'd be that heavy. Holy shit, that thing's massive. Alright, okay, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Need a hand there, bud?
As you can see, this is just one
behemoth.
Yeah, it's one thing. This might be classified as a resonator kind of muffler. I'm not too sure what they classify it as, but talk about weight reduction. Not that's really going to add. The catback doesn't really add performance, more of the downpipe does, but we'll have some weight reduction. This is gotta be like 35 pounds, I'd say. Not that it's drastic, but hey, every little bit counts. Race car, you know. We got this one out, and they give us a new valve. So these, I'm actually going to scrap this exhaust, but I will sell the valves. I'm going to start installing the new one. So before we get into it, I'm just going to take off the hanger here, and this is the bracket, like I said, just to make it a little bit easier. It's really difficult. I don't want to rip it, but okay. So that's how that looks. This was that 13mm, goes through the frame. This goes on there. These are definitely a little difficult, so just really soak them up, and it will just help lubricate it to slide a little bit better. Take that off, and then we'll start installing. Alright, so before we go ahead and install it, we're just going to do a side-by-side. As you can see, you know, it's pretty obvious what you're missing on down there, and then you got just one muffler and just one valve, so not really going to talk too much about it because let it speak for itself. Alright, so we're going to work from the front back. So you're going to take this LG and then A61, and then we'll use a big clamp. So this pretty much is just going to sit inside there. I'm not sure how far it's going to go. It's all going to base upon how far the catback goes. So we'll just keep that loose. You are going to need a 16mm to tighten that down. But like I said, I'm just going to put it over it, get it hooked up, and we'll adjust the fine tuning once we put the whole system together. We're going to slide these in the hangers. I am going to spray those now just to lube them up. And we'll just slide them in, and we'll work our way back. we managed to slide those hanger brackets in real easy. So now this is just gonna free flow there. Like I said, we'll do the fine tuning a little bit, but we're just gonna slide this up. And it looks like these are just gonna sit together. One's not a smaller ID and one's not a bigger. So that's what this sleeve is for. It'll kind of just connect them as one. So let's go back here. As you can see, we got the pipe that goes all the way down to the down pipe. And then we got this little guy here, which we put in. We got our clamp here. So I made a mistake when we were laying the exhaust out on the sidewalk, doing the side-by-side. The bigger side is actually going to be on the passenger side, which is a 3-inch. So the muffler is going to be on the driver's side. So we had to orientate this that way, so that way we could get this valve up here and into there. That little hanger is going to be tough. As you can see, we put these the brackets back in. We did that off camera because it's pretty self-explanatory. Nothing's going to line up properly until you fine-tune it, so don't get discouraged or anything if nothing's not lining up. So just keep that there. The muffler is going to go on this side. The AWE little stamp right here, just like the serial number, and just gives it that authentication, is going to go facing the back. So if anyone ever wants to get under your car, see what exhaust you're running, they can see for themselves. They'll be able to hear it for themselves, but we're going to need to put a clamp on this side like that. This is going to be the inner diameter that goes inside the muffler like that. We'll clamp that, but that's just pretty much a mock setup, as you can see. And then we just have those two pipes that run out here, and then you connect the tips onto that. And we're gonna make sure they're all facing away, where if we have to adjust it, we can, because like I said, some people will do it like that, and it's hard to get a tool in there. You know, think ahead and put these facing a way that you could access them. Everything is buttoned up, tightened down. We'll do our hand adjustments after, because these won't torque it down all the way. As you can see, we left these kind of dangling because we want to put the tips on and kind of make sure we have them aligned properly, so we get that free flowing there. But before we jump to that, I actually made a mistake earlier. This is actually the eliminator, so you'll plug it into the side that's not being used for the valve, and it will just trick the system to making it think that, you know, it's got two valves operating. Otherwise, you know, with these cars, there's always check engine lights and shit like that. So we'll put that and we'll tuck that away somewhere. Then this is the extension, which we'll put on this one. And we'll route it and probably zip tie it out of the way. Put that there, clamps into there, and probably go over the exhaust here and plug that into there. You want to be careful that it doesn't touch the exhaust. It does have like a heat protective coating around these wires, but just to be safe, tuck it out of the way, zip tie it, and no fires. So now that that's there, we'll get some zip ties and tie it. Like I mentioned in the beginning, they did give you these little clamps here with an Allen key. So these will go on the back. As you can see, it's definitely taut on this. Not saying it could slide out of the hanger, but you never know, it might. You'll just pretty much put this around that thing. You'll clamp it down, and it will just prevent it from sliding. Now you can put this on the back side too to prevent it, but either way it's going to give the same results, where it's just going to clamp it in because it does apply force. But like I said, these aren't going anywhere. The last and most important part is the tip. Got our clamp on the back side. We'll make sure they face out, so it's just easier. You'll slide it in. They go all the way in, so it's really a matter of how far you want it. Usually what I do is I keep the AWE visible from the outside. Personally, that's what I like. everything's installed. We'll check for leaks after, but here's the first startup. The valves are closed too. So as you can tell, the valves are closed right now. We're not really going to beat on it because I just want to let it warm up, get all the gases, or the oils and everything. But right now they're closed. I'll show you what it sounds like when open. Pretty drastic change. Farts are nuts. So right now I'm in sport mode. You could, I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on the mic, but you could hear it. And then I'm in with the valves closed. You really can't even tell, which is so good because I want to daily this thing. So it's just very comfortable, but I'm gonna leave it in sport mode for the video. Let's hear these farts. Dude, it vibrates the whole freaking car with that like fart.
It does.
I just need to get free, man.
Just let loose.
Dude, just imagine this pair with the downpipe. It's gonna have like the burbles and gurgles and all that shit once.
It's coming.
I know, that's the next purchase I think I'm gonna do is the downpipe.
You can hear the turbo more.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's whistling. So impressed with AWE. I always choose them for my exhaust. If you guys been following us since I had the Mark V G-Tie, you know that's what I ran.
It sounds really good.
Downshifts are nice.
Yeah. Downpipe will be even nicer.
Quick 70.
Yeah.
Dude, those shifts are so quick.
They are.
That's why they call it the DSG fart. It does sound like a farting, but it's just so instantaneous. Like, yeah, exactly. Like whenever you you don't see a car, but you hear that, you just know automatically it's it's a DSG. It's just that's why I love the DSGs. People always hate on them because they're not manual. Personally, I think it's one of the best transmissions. Working in the industry with Volkswagen and everything, it's a good, reliable transmission. But enough of that. Let's just enjoy the exhaust. I'm actually impressed. There's not too much of a drone, which I was a little worried about.
Yeah.
But no, AWE, highly recommend this. This is an expensive exhaust. It was $1,900 for the Switchpath. But if you could afford it and you like, it's not a weekend car and you want something a little more comfortable, this is the one. Switchpath. But if you want to be rowdy all the time and you like AWE, do their track edition. I just passed where I was supposed to drop you off, wasn't I? That was a quickie. Or 45. They don't know, they didn't see it. It was 45. But man, those shifts. I love how it redlines at like 6,500, maybe 7,000. Once I get it tuned, it's gonna be nuts, man. I'm gonna cut this guy off. Wow, shit. I feel like it gets louder and louder. But then it's just like, I could cruise comfortably, no headache.
And it's cool on the back roads here because it echoes off like the tree line and the guardrails and stuff.
I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Give it a thumbs up. If so, if not, if you guys have this car and you have a different setup, let me know. Also, I'm shopping for a, wow, the cicadas are so loud.
They are.
I'm shopping for a downpipe. If you guys have any suggestions, if you have any suggestions, just let us know. Comment down below. I'm really eager to hop on the downpipe real soon. Just want to figure out which one I want to get. Letting Wes drive it. He did a little bit of launch control.
Yo, this thing, I can't get over how like smooth it is to drive.
I know.
Oh, Audi!
Dude, I've never been in the passenger seat of my car.
Yeah, this exhaust changed the whole car. I love it.
So that's a wrap for today's video. We hope you enjoyed as much as we did. I think this changed the car drastically. Let me know once again if you guys like it. If you have other exhausts, I want to know what you guys are running, especially for the downpipe setup. I'm curious because I'm in the market for one. That's going to be my next purchase. I just got to figure out which route I want to go. I know they could get really pricey too. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll be sure to walk you through it. I also said I'll link the, you know, the AWE official instructions. If you're a visual learner, there's you know, pictures and step-by-step. But this was fun, and I got more mods coming, especially coming to this. This is our next mod. We got the RS3 style front grille, and it's just beginning. So stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe, comment, like, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.